What's going on, party people? This is Pete with Backdraft Bikes. We're doing a review today on the Street Bob, and let me tell you, this bike is orange, fast, sounds amazing. Hey, I appreciate you supporting the channel. I do have some new merch in. If you want to wear one of these cool shirts and look spiffy while doing it and supporting a good cause, please check out the link in the description for our merchandise. This is a nice little ride right here, boys. I'll tell you right now. Got like some mini ape hangers going on. This has the 113 engine in it. Excuse me, 114 engine in it. Sorry about that. And of course, it's belt drive. And it actually has a little passenger seat as well on it, which is kind of cute. Harley's done some interesting things to it that really make it look very stylish. I really like the boots on the shock. Kind of gives it a little nice little touch there. And also, one of the things they've done on this model too is blacked out a lot of stuff. So the air cleaner's got a little cover on it, but it's black chrome. You've got everything else is blacked out. The exhaust has a blacked out shroud on it, and this color orange is just just nice. I really like it a lot. The seat's very comfortable as well. We'll talk about it as we get on the road a little bit. And one of the cool things about this too is Harley's digital display. So on this bike, Harley adds everything to the digital, very minimalist footprint. So there's no gauges or anything on this bike. It looks like it doesn't have anything, but then voila, in the top clamp here, you not only have a fuel gauge, a gear indicator, an odometer, and a speedometer, but you also have another little multi-function area here with a bunch of warning lights where your high beam, low fuel, neutral indicators, all that stuff reside. Harley's using its minimalist setup as well for the controls. And again, separate turn signals for each stalk. It's nice. It's a nice setup. There's only two cables that come down off of here. We've got one here and one here. This one being your front brake lever, and this one is your throttle cable. So kind of cool, kind of a neat setup. Again, very minimalist. Harley didn't really want to change much. That's what they're going after with this bike. Let's take it for a ride and see how she does, shall we? Okay, let's fire up the Milwaukee 114 cubic inch. Power switch, fuel injection cycle. Nice exhaust note, even with the factory exhaust. Now this bike is a little on the smaller side again, and I'm a little on the bigger side, so that's fine. I like it though. I like the color. It's fast, that's for sure. It's definitely fast. Got a lot of grunt down low, and it's a little raspy. Even with the factory pipes like this, it's nice. All right, windscreen down. Let's give her some. Nice. People driving in the exit. That's nice. Here we go. Initial impressions real quick on the front side. Bike's got a lot of power. It really gets up to speed quick. Handling is wise. Little washout on the corners. Like, I didn't want to push it any further because I was afraid it just wasn't going to do it. It held itself pretty good. Maybe that's the factory tires, but it left a little bit to be desired. Funny thing, the truck in front of me has the same color paint as this does. DOT orange. I like it. So yeah, but as far as torque and low end stuff goes, I mean, it's nice. It does a good job. Harley's really honed in and mastered the whole low-end grunt noise of the engine, low power coming out of corners technology. I mean, they've been doing it forever. So this bike is no exception. Right off the line, snappy. Not super duper fast, but I mean, look at what you're working with. Here's the weight of the bike on the screen. So it's not a super light bike by any stretch of the imagination, but more of a cruiser, get around, go in and get there and get her done type of bike. So seating position's nice. Your feet aren't super far forward, they're more underneath me, and that's kind of different. The shifter leaves a little bit to be desired as far as the engagement. We're doing some off-roading. Like, it doesn't want to engage down to first very easily, but it's not bad. So this road right here is quite bumpy. We're gonna see how it feels over the bumps. We did a few little bumps already, did a little off-roading. The feel of the bike isn't bad. It actually, oh, this is gonna be a treat. Let's see how it does on a hill, shall we? Welcome to the world's slowest bike ride. This road is quite bumpy, so it gives us a good feel for what the suspension's like on a bike. Again, you're never going to be driving on smooth pavement everywhere you go unless you're in the middle of a city somewhere, and then might be a little different riding situation. Up here, northern New England, we've got lots of abuse to the roads from the winter season, so they're not exactly smooth and good to ride on. However, this bike doesn't do too bad. It's not as plush as some of the other ones, but it's right on par for the other Bobs that I've ridden from Harley. The shifter isn't as solid engaging as I would like to feel, especially for a bike that you're kind of going after a sporty feel, but it isn't terrible. It is a little bit tricky getting down toward, downshifting, coming up to stops. I noticed it didn't engage a few times when I pushed on it. But of course, this is a demo bike, so manufacturers, I mean, these things take a super beating. But yeah, this bike is nice, easy cruiser. Got a lot of power to crank on it if I want to, but doesn't have a problem just cruising along. The ape hangers here are pretty interesting. The ape hangers, they're not like full on, they're not super small. They're right in the middle. I'd say that's probably a 10-inch rise, if I were to take a guess. So that lends itself to a nice driving position as well. Due to the school bus interrupting our ride, I'm going to shut off and I will meet you back after we get past him. Hey, we're in front of the school bus now. All right, coming back to the bike itself. The brakes on this are pretty adequate for the type of bike. The pedal feel is very solid in the hand, pulling it in. It feels good in the hand. This has only got a single rotor in the front, so it's not as fast to stop as some of the bigger bikes with the bigger brakes, but it's decent for what it is. The seat is sculpted, so you're kind of stuck to where you want to sit. You're in one riding position, and it's not bad. It's definitely comfortable. If I were to compare this to something similar to the Indian Scout as far as the size, I'd say the engine on this has a lot more get up and go. The suspension on it's much better. It's a good marriage between something that's super bumpy and something that allows a little comfort. So you can get some of the sport feel out of this. I would say that this bike does handle better than the Indian Scout as well, for comparison. Of course, the price tag of the Indian Scout is $11,000, and this bike is much more. So we'll catch up with you on the backside of the track. We'll uncork this and see what it does. Busted. I really do enjoy the mid-rise ape hangers. It's a nice riding position. I feel a little relaxed on. Again, I think the bike is a little on the small side for me, but I'm 6'4", so you know, I would anticipate someone in the 6 foot range. This would be perfect, maybe even 6'2". But yeah, it's nice. It feels good. It's easy to maneuver. I like it. I like it a lot. Here we are at the back of the track. And after Dead Man's Corner, we'll give her some. Again, the downshifting is a little bit discouraging. It doesn't quite engage very well. Grandma's driveway. Yes. Dead Man's Corner. Let's see what we can do. You ready? Ready, set, go. She gets out of her own way, that's for sure. Oh, and the exhaust note, you gotta love it. You got to love it. Hey, thanks for riding with me. I appreciate it. Let me know your comments below. Do you have one of these? Do you like it? What do you think? Would you buy another one? Scale of 1 to 10 on the cruiser side of things, I have to rate this a 6.5. I compare it to the other ones that I've done, and they're pretty much all on par. They've got the same engines, the same amount of power. Until next time, guys, ride safe.